Alright, today we're going to be doing expressions. This is something we've already done on pages 2 and 3 really. But I want to go ahead and do a quick review. So it says 23. I'm just going to write expressions. And we're going to go to 23. Answer these questions. Expressions. The first part I want to go on is writing out expressions in words. Now, to do this, you're going to have to remember the key words that we went over all the way back in page 3, I think it was. Is this page 3? No, this is page 2. This was 2. I never numbered this. All right. On page 2, if you don't have this page, I want you to write down this information. So, for example, put like addition, add sign, and then underneath that add sign, I want you to write these words. These are words like add, increase, sum, plus, altogether, total, in all, combined, joined, and. These are words that indicate you are doing addition. Then do the same thing with subtraction. Write subtraction. Take away, decrease, difference, minus, less than. Make sure when you do see less than, you flip the problem around. So, for example, I'll show you an example later on that one. How many more, subtract, remain, fewer than, how much shorter, how much smaller, how much longer, stuff like that. Those are all indicated of subtraction. For multiplication, product twice, that means multiplied by 2, equal groups, times, multiply, total, of, by, and same. Those indicate multiplication. And for division, you have divide, parts, quotient, half, split equally, goes into, remainder, each, equal groups, and every. For equal groups, you notice they're on both multiplication and divide. You just need to use some common sense there. Is what you're doing growing, or are you splitting them apart? If you're splitting them apart, it's division. All right, so let's go back to our page here and go over some of the things I'm going to be asking you to do this week. So, for numerical expressions, you're going to get questions like, they're going to say something like 2 less than 5. And they're just going to want you to write an expression that matches that statement. Now, remember when you see less than, you have to flip. That just means instead of 2 minus 5, you're just going to write 5 minus 2, because less than indicates that you have to flip the problem around, and it indicates subtraction. So let's say you have 6 increased by 5, right? That's just going to mean 6 plus 5. All right? Something like the product of 3 and 4. So that's just going to be 3 times 4. Or you could get one like the quotient of 6 and 2. That's just 6 divided by 2. The harder one of these are going to be when they tell you to do multiple steps. So like 6 less than 10 increased by 5, right? So here, 6 less than 10, so less than, remember, you have to flip. So that'll be 10 minus 6 plus 5, because increased by 5. So less than, increased by. And with these, we're not going to be solving them right now. You're just writing out these expressions. You may also be asked to do these algebraically. These are called numerical expressions because they only have numbers, so they're numerical. Now we're going to be doing algebraic expressions because they have letters, okay? Algebraic, alphabet, algebraic. So on these examples, so let's say a number. So a number, they don't indicate a number, it's just any number, meaning that's your variable. More than 6. So more than, number just means a variable, more than means add. And remember, when you see the word than, you have to flip. So that's going to be 6 plus n. I'm just using an n to represent a number. Some number split in half. Well, some number split in half. When you split something in half, you're divided by 2. So it's going to be n divided by 2. All right. So let's look at this next part here. Writing algebraic expressions, we got this here. We got algebraic expressions. You may also be asked to evaluate. So evaluate an expression. They'll give you something like x plus 2, where x is equal to 6. So that just means you do 6 plus 2, and that equals 8. Those are pretty easy. I hope you do well in the quiz, and have a good day.